I'm Tyler.
I'm Shorty.
I'm Ava.
I'm Miles.
I'm Kara.
Yo, this is Reno.
Hello, I'm Brandy.
They call me Pride Slayer.
I'm Bon Manuel.
And we are the Inner Idiot.
Podcast you're about to listen to has crude language, violence, and other things you probably shouldn't let your children listen to. Please enjoy.
Many of us have those stubborn pounds that seem impossible to lose, no matter how good we eat or how hard we work out. My solution is PlushCare. PlushCare is a leading telehealth provider with doctors who are there for you day and night to partner with you in your weight loss journey. They can prescribe FDA-approved weight loss medications like Wegovy and Zepbound for those who qualify. Plus, they accept most insurance plans. To get started, visit plushcare.com/weightloss. That's plushcare.com/weightloss.
Head, bro. Are we recording?
Yeah, we're
recording. Oh, we're recording. Drop what you're doing, swallow what you're chewing, because it ain't wet from sweat. And we ain't done yet. Welcome to Inner Idiot Podcast, where we just want to touch your insides and make you smile, people. And I guess whatever insides we touch, we hope it's the right ones to make you smile. But I am that one guy, Ty, the big, bald, beautiful, the brash, the bumbling, and the oftentimes bastardly MC Tyler Havlin. I talk slow and I walk slower and don't do it because we got to change it up. Okay? Ric Flair's people reached out. We gotta quit.
You're full of shit.
Dude, it can't happen no more. So we're gonna test out a few new things. Let's see if you can follow me on this one, okay? He is the Lord that's never bored, the commander of the comic books. He's been petting kitty and grabbing titty since 1991. He ain't got a shirt on, and that's just for you, ladies. 2 claps and a Michael Jackson for Lord Shorty Fresh in the flesh. Yeah, you got it.
I'm not okay with that one.
All right, we'll try a new one. So we'll reintroduce me. I am MC Tyler having 2 claps and a Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello.
Why can't we do Ric Flair anymore?
Cause, man, look,
You're tired of it?
There's Austin St. John, and now there's Ric Flair. Okay.
Okay. What did Ric Flair do to you?
All right, his people.
Show me, on me, what Ric Flair did to you.
This piece in
Get
here.
out of here.
I'm trying to show you.
I was kidding. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want you touching me.
I was trying to show your heart and it breaking into 1,000 tiny little millions of pieces. I don't know how it breaks into 1,000 tiny little millions of pieces, but
all right, what the problem is?
So one of our best-selling pieces of merch was our Ric Flair merch.
Yeah,
and they took it down.
Oh, really?
And then they requested that we quit doing the thing.
You're kidding me. That really happened?
No, so that means we've made it, people. So now, we got to figure out new intro shit. I kind of like the Michael Jackson thing because it is physically impossible. I don't care what you feel like, what's happened in your life. You cannot without smiling.
Yeah, and he can't sue us. He's dead.
Yeah, right? Same reason he can't come within 500 meters of a school. He's dead.
Yeah, but I like wooing.
I do too, man.
I've wooed for years before I even knew who the fuck Ric Flair was.
Then we can just do like 2 claps and a woo.
See, I'm here for this. Woo!
We just can't. Dude, it's something that's been around. It's the only thing besides me that's been around since episode 1.
I feel offended.
Well, you've missed a couple.
Yeah?
So, like, it's the one consistent in every show. Is we 2 claps and woo.
Change is consistent.
Oh man, dude. It's a fucked up day for us here at the Inner Idiot. And sometimes like I get really distracted while we're recording by the aggressivity of your nipples.
I think you're ridiculous.
I think your nipples are ridiculous. That's what I think. You really didn't like the 2 claps and a Michael Jackson? No. Is it just because you haven't practiced the hee-hee enough?
No.
Can I get one more hee-hee from you? If we're never going to do it again, if we're going to retire the 2 claps and a Michael Jackson now.
You get nothing and you'll like it.
It's fine. I'll just go back and re-listen to this.
That's fine. That's also okay.
Yeah, anyways. But your nipples make me think about something else. All right? And
Okay.
I'm in a bit of a predicament here.
Okay.
A protesticlement. Okay? So, like, I don't have a primary care doctor,
Right.
right? And I haven't had a primary care doctor in years. I don't go to the fucking doctor. You know, why go to the doctor? Like, you get a cold or something, you know what I mean? Like, you know it's going to be gone in a couple of days. What the fuck you need to go to a doctor for? I'm a grown-ass man. I don't need a doctor. I go to work if I'm sick. Like, I take care of my kids if I'm sick. If I'm sick, it doesn't fucking matter. I just get it done. Right? Well, now I'm having a little bit of an issue. All right, so for like the past 2 months, I've had what I think is a pulled groin. And yesterday, I'm relaxing, and something grazed my pants where my testicles are. And when I say grazed, I mean it was like this. Okay?
Nothing. Yeah.
A very light touch. And it felt like somebody stabbed me in my motherfucking stomach. My right nut hurt so fucking bad. I'm telling, I couldn't touch it. It was like starting to retract up. Like it's up noticeably, inches higher than my left testicle.
In all seriousness, maybe you got testicle torsion.
It's not swollen. And today it's a little better, but it still hurts. So here's my predicament. I don't have a primary care doctor. So now I got to find a primary care doctor. And the first thing that's going to happen with this primary care, like I can't even ease into this primary care doctor with like, oh, hey, I think I have a cold.
Tyler, you barely ease into a conversation. I don't think easing into a doctor is going to be any different. Like, what's it matter?
Because in the first 5 minutes of knowing me, this doctor's going to have my testicles in his hands.
So?
I didn't even take them to dinner yet.
So?
What if it's a pretty female doctor and I'm like, oh, here's my nuts. Like, here you go. I'd be much more comfortable.
That's their line of profession, bro. They get to see that shit all the time.
I would be. I gotta find a male doctor. Like I'd be much more comfortable with a male holding my nuts in his hand.
All right.
I'm just saying.
It's okay, but you just gotta I don't know, take that dive. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I told you about my medical experience and I fucking whipping my Willie out for all the people to see.
so look, I had to get a physical a few years back. It was for work. And I did. It was a female doctor. I'd never gone to her before, right? And I'm not allowed back at this doctor's office.
Jesus.
So it was the whole thing.
Now, is that your rule, or were you genuinely asked not to return?
I was asked next time to find a different Concentra.
Nice. Nice.
Because we're in there and I'm nervous as shit. I'm much more comfortable with a male doctor when it comes to my fucking girth worm.
Sure.
It's just how it is. They understand the intricacies of having a girth worm. I don't have to, I'm not attracted to men. So there's nothing there. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's like a day on the farm. All right. So this doctor, I didn't know it was for a DOT physical.
I don't know what that means.
Department of Transportation physical.
Okay.
To drive big shit.
I understand.
And so I didn't think that my genitalia was going to be involved in me driving big shit. And just so we're clear, I did not get DOT certified that day, and I think it's because I pissed the doctor off or I made her uncomfortable or something. Because you know me, especially if I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to make jokes. So, again, I didn't know my genitalia was going to be involved in this DOT physical because I don't drive a steering wheel with my dick. You know what I'm saying? I use my hands. I use my eyes to see. There's nothing about my pee-pee that involves driving.
Right.
So she's all right, I need you to drop trowel. She didn't say drop trowel,
Yeah.
Paraphrasing her part because that's what I do. So I said without thinking, no, we're not going to have dinner first? Yeah. And she didn't laugh, but I chuckled. And I realized that I shouldn't have said that, but I did.
Oh, well.
And so there we are. She's got my balls in her hand. I said, look, it's really cold, so don't judge me too hard. And she didn't like that either. And there was something else I said, and I don't remember what it was because I feel like it was traumatic for me and her, so I blocked it out of my mind, but I remember saying something else. I just don't remember the words. And then when I was checking out, they said next time you're going to have to use a different Concentra per the doctor. And also you need to have this test done. The test had nothing to do with my pee-pee.
Now, I will say, like, as a dude, and you're fucking, your little piece is hanging out or whatever, like, there's a lot of sensitivity that goes with that. I don't give a fuck, like, who you are,
It's a vulnerable spot.
It is a vulnerable spot. And, for a lot of men, myself included, that's a lot of ego, like, or, not a lot of ego, depending on who you are.
Yeah, or depending on the temperature of the room.
Exactly right. So, like, I think women need to be a little bit more sensitive to their homeboys, especially if they're a medical line. Like, okay, this guy's going to make a lot of jokes because he is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And if those jokes make me uncomfortable, I shouldn't be in this line of profession. I'm going to say it.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. But anyways, I support this message.
Yeah.
I do.
If you cannot handle the little bit of uncomfortable things that even your patients are going to go through, like, you weren't hitting on her.
Oh, God, no.
So, like, no big deal. You weren't, and even in my case, like, when I was making jokes and shit like that, like, I wasn't being rude to anyone. If anything, I was being more rude to myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would never hit on somebody that has my junk in their hands. I wouldn't do it.
I've hit on my ex-girlfriend before.
Well, yeah, I mean, like if
While she's doing her thing, that's.
Well, yeah, if my junk's been somewhere else in them besides their hand, of course.
Oh.
But I don't know. So yeah, that's the predicament. The predicament I'm in now is I have to find a primary care doctor, and their first impression of me is going to have my fucking walnuts in their hands.
I guess maybe it's just like me getting older that I've given less of a fuck. Because when I went in to do my thing, I was like, I sat down and I was like, this is going to be weird. And then I proceeded to make it as least weird as possible. And I felt fine throughout the whole thing. I'm like, this guy's seeing my dick. Like, oh, well. But then again, I have no problem being naked in any situation.
It depends on the situation for me, but I feel like we have to establish what is the proper amount of joking allowed when a doctor is fondling you.
Maybe you should open that. Maybe that should be your icebreaker. Hi, my name's Tyler Havlin. How often can I joke about my penis?
That's what it's good. You know what? You can't fault somebody. If I know I'm going in there and they're gonna have me in their hands. Mm-hmm. I should be able to ask, what is the proper level of joking I am allowed to do in the next 10 minutes when you have my whole world in your hands?
There you go. See, just go get a doctor. Go, just fucking pop in and say hi. And then as soon as you fucking get back in that room or whatever, and they're like, all right, we need you to, sir, would you kindly, like, whip out your Willie? And you'd be like, all right, before I do this, though, on a scale of 1 to 10, how many jokes can I make? Excuse me? Because I'm going to be real uncomfortable the moment my pants hit the floor.
Yeah, right, because I won't even have known this person for 10 minutes.
Yeah. You just got to do it, dude.
I will
just got to do it.
Known their assistants longer than I have known them, and their assistants. What do I like? Do I have to show the assistants my pee-pee too?
No,
I don't know. I haven't been to a doctor in a while. I don't know how this whole thing works anymore.
When I went and got my issue taken care of.
Yeah.
When the
did you know this doctor already?
No.
Oh.
Nope.
Was it a specialist?
The doctor? No. The second person? Yes. Within a span of like 4 days, like 7 people saw my penis.
How many of them touched it?
Like 4.
So there was ones that just looked at it?
I thought I told you the story. Didn't I tell the story on here?
I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
So you had people like not even like holding it. They're just like, hey.
I had students in the room.
They were out. You did tell me that. I remember that. Did
I tell you on this?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. It might have been off air. But can you imagine that conversation? They're probably out in the hall. They're like, and this guy has this. And they're like, oh, shit. So he's going to have to whip his dick out. Like, can we all go in and make him really uncomfortable and just stare at it? You think that ever happens?
Maybe. I don't know.
Look, if you're commenting on the live, we're not seeing it. Just so you know. We're not ignoring it.
Any of it.
We're just not seeing it. So there's that.
No, I had no problems with it. I felt like I was a little uncomfortable in the room just because of how cold it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that was that was it. Like, it wasn't the fact that my dick was hanging out or anything like that. It was just the fact that it was so fucking cold. Like, oh, you're gonna strip down completely naked, and I'm thinking like I'm fully clothed when they're telling me this. And I'm like, I'm cold now, and you want me to get in a fucking thin ass robe? This is not okay.
Better bring me a fucking heating blanket. Shit.
They gave me socks, and I was like, this is dumb.
Do I put one of these on my pee-pee?
Yeah, I was like, this is fucking retarded. I don't want to do this.
I know this game.
But no, I felt like I don't know, like I couldn't tell you why I was so fucking comfortable. I just was.
Well, I mean, you were there in all your glory for everyone to witness, and students.
I didn't know the students were going to be there until I got in the room and lay down on the table.
Did they ask your permission? They asked your permission, though, right? No. They didn't ask your permission. They're just like, hey.
By the way, this is happening.
Hey, first years, why don't you come in here and check this guy out?
One was in practice for being an assistant of like that role, and the other one was writing their final dissertation to get their doctorate.
So your dick is immortalized in somebody's dissertation.
Dissertation, yeah. Ah, shit. My bad.
That was my phone on our romantic candle.
My bad.
It's all right.
But yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Man.
And I did make, like, I wasn't making jokes or anything like that. Like, I didn't make any jokes about my penis during. I made jokes about my penis, like, right after everything was done.
You should be able to ask to see that dissertation. Because, look, I want to know how they described it. Like, I'd want to know how my girth worm was described in somebody's fucking college papers.
Yeah, see, like, the whole time leading up to...
Was it ribbed for her pleasure?
I don't know, Ty. Like, she didn't even touch me.
It doesn't matter.
The assistants never touched me, dude.
I want to know what her paper said.
Oh, I don't know.
About my homie's dick.
I don't know. I doubt it would be professional to put that in a paper. I don't think it would be recommended of her in medical school to talk about whatever, descriptive, adjectives or adverbs, whatever, are used to describe a penis.
You don't think there's no adjectives in college papers?
I imagine there are, but I imagine they would want less descriptive ones. They're not writing a romance novel.
But it has to be descriptive. It's a doctor. They have to know exactly what's going on by reading this
yes, the veiny meat log that lays before me. No,
yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
Because there's a big difference between a meat log and a thunder thimble. Okay? If I read on somebody's paper and says they're timid thunder thimble, I'm going to be like, okay. Pair of gloves. I better wear my glasses, so I can make sure I see everything. But if it says they're veiny meat log, I'm like, all right, I got a double glove. I don't need my glasses because obviously it's going to be there and apparent. I don't have to look for nothing.
I don't think it would be appropriate in a medical paper to write those kind of adjectives.
I think it would.
I don't think it'd be appropriate.
I think you would.
I don't think it'd be appreciated either.
I think you get extra credit for it.
No, I don't think so.
That would be hotter than 3 naked grandmas in the back of an El Camino playing patty cake on a summer day.
I can't imagine a list of things that weren't long enough, or not long enough.
Yeah, I was just.
I can't imagine the little variety of things that aren't hotter. I can imagine a lot of things hotter than that.
Than 3 naked grandmas in the back of an El Camino?
A lot of things hotter.
Selma Hayek's probably a grandma.
Huh?
Selma Hayek's probably a grandma.
That's fine. She's one of the exceptions.
There's a lot of hot grandmas out there.
Name 5.
I can. I could. If I wasn't put on the spot. I've probably dated a couple of hot grandmas. I know I've dated one hot grandma.
You dated or just fooled around with.
Oh no, I was with her for years.
Really?
I mean, she wasn't a grandma when I was with her, but she's still hot as balls. She is. I've shown you a picture of her ages ago. Oh, she's a good looking.
Was she a
woman.
grandma then?
No, but she's probably hotter now as a grandma. I don't know if that says more about her, more about me.
Is it just? I was about to say, like, is it more the psychological part of you? Like, ooh, this bitch is a grandma. Damn.
I don't know,
Girl.
I don't know. You know, let's circle back to the beginning of this conversation and why your nipples reminded me of this.
You want to take a pause for the cause?
I don't know how long we've been recording. Shit, we need to take a pause for the cause. Wow, I thought we've been talking for like 5 minutes, bro.
No, bro. We've covered a lot of ground in this. Fucking.
We've covered a lot of dick in this episode.
We've covered a lot of dick.
All right, we're going to take a pause for the cause. Pay the light bills. We'll be right back, people.
God damn it.
Never on the first try.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
And we're back. A little disappointed.
In ourselves.
Yeah. We realized this is episode 200 and we're just
Surprise.
talking about our dicks like normal. We talk about our dicks a lot on this show.
You talk about your dick a lot. I don't often talk about mine. At least I don't think I do. Do I?
Yeah. I mean, not as often as I talk about mine, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, and like if you take on
I guess if we boil down the topics of our penises, they would fall into the 60 to 70% of discussions of this podcast.
Well, I'm going to say you're in like the top 0.001% of the population that talks about your penis on a public forum.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And
I don't know many. There's probably not a lot.
And you had to punch more zeros, and that's where I'm at. Because I talk about my dick a lot.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I don't know. I like talking about my penis. I don't know. If you're new to the show, hey, how you doing?
Welcome to episode 200. Inner Idiots,
We don't talk.
where we shove our dicks in everything. Your ear holes.
That's right. Lube it up, girl or boy. It's June. It's Pride Month.
That's fucking gay.
It's only gay if you finish.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
No, that's not how
Yeah,
that
it is.
Tyler, I am now concerned for you on a new level.
Oh, my nuts really hurt. I can't laugh.
So, all right. I told you earlier that I had a
You
dream.
want to see them?
No, I don't want to see your fucking nuts.
Dude, it's wild. I can show you without you seeing my pee.
No, I don't want to see any part of it.
You don't want to see how uneven they
No,
are right now?
I don't want to see any part of your lower area.
Bro, you're my homie.
I don't even like seeing your shins half the time.
Bro,
Legs make me uncomfortable because I know they're close to nuts.
If there was something wrong with your butthole and you needed me to take a look, I would look.
No.
If there was something wrong.
Ty, did you know there was something wrong with my penis until after everything was taken care of?
No, because you know damn well if you would have told me while there was something wrong with it, I'd be like, let me see that motherfucker.
Yes, exactly right. I like to think of myself as at the moment private.
At the moment private?
Yes, and that means every time something is going on with me, at that moment, no one will ever know about it.
So you're look, if I was like, hey, I got this really cool tattoo on my dick. You want to see it? You wouldn't want to see it?
I would be like, no, Ty, I don't.
Really? It's artwork, though. It's art. You don't want to see art? I don't mean my penis.
I don't like art museums, Ty.
Yeah, you do. We had a blast at the art museum. We had a blast at the art museum. You cannot say that was not fun.
We did have fun. We did have fun at the art museum, but For me, the entertainment wasn't the art.
Who would you rather go to an art museum, me or somebody else?
I'd like to avoid it altogether, but if I had to choose, it'd be you.
See? That's right. I made it fun, even with that stupid chain link fence that we couldn't agree on was an art exhibit or not.
Oh, no, we didn't have to agree. The sign told us.
Oh, I know. And I was very disappointed in the world when I saw that sign.
What about the light bulb attached to an extension cord? Do you remember that?
Yes, vaguely.
And the sheet full of shit?
Yeah. That was dumb. There was some really cool shit, like the fucking Jaguar with the fucking big
I knew you were
testicles.
going to message that. I knew you were going to fucking mention that.
Dude, I'm going to go find that picture, dude. That was the coolest painting I've
Fucking
ever.
stupid.
Dude, come around the corner and see that gold? How could I not?
Holy shit, look at the testicle. Loudest fucking and quiet ass art museum.
And it's other that's dude, I'd be really worried if my shit looked like that right now. I would be. Like right now, it just looks like you're holding a bag of oranges in one hand.
And a bag of cuties in the other?
No, like another bag of oranges, but much lower.
Oh.
Well, not a bag. I mean, it's only 2 oranges. You know what I'm saying?
So you're holding 2 oranges, just one significantly not as high.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, look at you! You're gonna draw me.
I'm gonna draw you a diagram while we're talking about this. Anyways, tell me about your dream. Why I draw said diagram? Don't mind me.
So anyway, I don't know where I was at or what I was doing. Apparently, I was on I think I was on a date. And while I was out doing stuff, I somehow get unconscious and fall into a coma.
In the dream?
In the dream.
These are veins, by the way.
Okay. Well, I
These
woke
are
up.
hairs.
Okay. I woke up in I guess a month. I woke up a month later and nobody had heard from me. Everybody thought I had died.
So this was a full inception dream.
Well, I don't remember the coma in the dream anyway. I just remember waking up and they're like, "Oh, Mr. Hoffman, you were in a coma." Oh, fuck. Okay. So I get up and I'm like, "Where is everybody?" Well, we didn't know.
I fucked up.
We
on
couldn't.
my keyhole.
We couldn't contact anybody. Oh, okay.
Who's
So-
we?
The fucking hospital, I guess.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, whatever. So I go out and I start, meeting up with friends and stuff like that. Like, hey guys, I'm okay. I'm not dead. I had to call work, everybody, because nobody contacted anybody in my family. Just my mom and dad were worried, freaking out. Just for some reason, the hospital didn't get with anybody.
That was very inconsiderate of them.
It was. And I guess the girl I had gone out with just assumed I died and held a memorial service with my family. And I was like, I show up to my parents' house and they're like, "Why are you here? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Why aren't you guys excited?" They're like, "You're dead." And I'm like, "Nope, very much alive, just chilling." Whatever. And then I come home here and a lot of my shit's missing because they assumed I died and they were cleaning out my shit or whatever. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then you show up because you're here to get the podcast shit. And I was like, and you had lost all your weight, but your face didn't change at all. So you were on a very anorexic body with a big head.
Well, I mean, newsflash, my head is still going to be big when I lose weight. It's going to look even bigger.
Right, but it looked super disproportionate to my dream. Kind of you remember the Tim Burton Alice in Wonderland, the fucking Red Queen?
Yeah.
It looked like that.
Hell yeah.
You had a comically large head compared to
your
your body. And you're like, "Oh my God, Shorty," you run up and give me a hug. I'm like, "What the fuck? Ty, is that you?" And you're like, "Yeah." I was like, "How did you lose all that weight within a month?" And you're like, "Dude, I thought you died and I got super depressed, so I went on an extreme diet and you lost all your weight." I was like, "Oh, so it only took me dying for you to get healthy." And you're like, "Oh, I'm not healthy."
That's a hell of a dream, dude.
That's the last thing I remember, though, was fucking seeing you and stopping everybody from stealing my shit.
Wow. Let me just say, if you died, the inner idiot would die with you.
Oh, that's sad.
It would. I'd probably be done. I'd be like, "Yeah, I don't want to do it no more." But if I die, you better keep it going.
With who?
I don't know. But this is a picture of what my junk looks like right now.
What?
There's a few more hairs than that. But
It looks like both nuts are in one sack. Like,
well, yeah.
So
Are both your nuts in one sack?
yes, but it looks like they're both like, it looks like they're stacked on top of each other.
It kind of feels like they're stacked on top of each other.
So what do you mean? If you have both balls, like,
Ow.
stop touching it, fuck nut.
Yeah. I gotta push it down and make sure it doesn't like retract up into my body.
Go to the doctors today. Just
I
go.
can't. The doctors aren't open today. It's a Sunday.
Go to the fucking
That's expensive.
Fuck, I don't know.
I'll be all right.
You're gonna go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, and Tuesday.
Bro, just go to one.
Look, I just have to say, I'm really glad that you're not dead.
No problem, buddy. I appreciate
I
it.
wouldn't hold a funeral without your remains anyways. I would be like, no, he's still alive. Where's
What
the
was
body?
super fucked up is the fact that this chick I was going out with on a first date, like, stepped up and was like, oh, no, I'll help you guys with the fucking plans.
She must have really liked you, bro.
I guess, dude.
Did you give... you don't know. You woke up. She was a keeper, though. She was a keeper.
But see, the problem was, and this is my problem with this whole, like, the whole thing, was, like, I was on a date and fell into a coma.
So the date was either that boring...
Well, I'm thinking, like, that bitch drugged me into a coma. Because she didn't see, like, she wasn't as excited to see me. My mom and dad were excited. Now I'm breaking apart my own dream. Like, fuck, dude, this bitch was out to kill me.
You know, you can't create faces in your dream. So you've seen this.
I don't remember
before.
Yeah, I know that. I just don't. I don't remember
Sentences.
Yes.
Don't just start them.
I don't remember who she was. I don't remember her face. I don't remember her name. So I just remember I was on a date and she was less concerned when I woke up. Like, oh fuck, you're here, you know?
Yeah, what a cunt.
Yeah.
But let's talk about English for a second, because you started a lot more finishes than you finished.
I started a lot more finishes.
You started a lot more sentences than
There
you
you
finished.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
In that last paragraph.
You're right.
And to me, it speaks volumes that you're worried about my health in your dream.
Oh, I have a lot of mental issues, Ty. We've been over this.
I know. It's a great thing. Mental illness can be fun.
Yeah. I don't suffer from depression. I enjoy every second of it.
Right? Hey, sometimes my mental illness is like, they really keep me going. I'm telling you, because look, sometimes my anxiety and my depression, like, they'll get into it, right? Like, my depression is like, no, I just want to fucking lay here and die. And then my anxiety is like, look, motherfucker, if you do that, who's going to take care of
I pissed off
your
my
kid?
niece, actually, yesterday.
Which niece?
I'm not going to say her name.
Oh, okay.
But I pissed her off because she said something like, she was saying something about how she didn't want to do something because of her anxiety. Mm-hmm. And I was like, did you ever try not being a bitch about it and just doing it? And she's like, that's not funny. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you always bitch about not doing things. So quit being a bitch and just do it. Well, I have anxiety. I don't give a fuck. I have depression, but you see me smile, don't you, bitch?
Yeah, that's how, I mean, look, everybody's different.
Yes.
But for me, that's how I have to get over my anxiety of doing shit. I just have to do it.
That's all it is. It's just, I mean, like, I understand, like, chronic anxiety and stuff like that. I get it, because there's moments. I understand the inability and shutting down. I get it. Like, throwing up the whole wall and not being able to function right, I totally understand. But, like, to blame, when you blame every single thing on your disabilities is, to me, a huge problem. Like, that is worse than the actual disability. Because...
But do they blame everything, or were they just having a moment? Because sometimes
no. They
people
blame
have
it on
their
everything.
moment.
Oh, no, she blames it on everything. Everything. Like, she can't find a job because she has anxiety and doesn't want to go to the interview.
There are plenty of at-home... There's ways around that.
There's
at-home jobs where you can
And I
at-home
say that,
interview.
and she says, no, I can't do it. Why? Because that's not real work experience. Okay, well, now
That is
you're
real
stuck...
work experience. You
Now-
get a paycheck.
You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Well, guess what, bitch? You got to pick the hard place or you got to pick the rock. Go.
What rock are we talking about? Because if it was Dwayne The Rock Johnson...
Shut up.
See, that's how my brain works. You
But-
say The Rock, and I think of The Rock.
But that's what I'm telling you. Like, she is notably sticking herself in a bad situation because she doesn't want to just deal with it. She wants to sit around and bitch about it, but she doesn't want to do any. She doesn't want to take any actions to fix said opportunity.
Like zero action.
Zero action. Now, she's been forced to go to therapy because,
Do you think that's okay? Forcing somebody to go to therapy?
yeah,
I don't.
why?
I think to an extent you have to be ready. If you're not open and willing to the experience, I don't think it's not like medicine, right? And as people that suffer with mental illnesses, hey, and June just ain't about the pride. It's mental health, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month too. But it's not just about men either. Like, let's all be aware of our mental health. I don't feel like when it comes to mental health, wow, this is taking a turn.
You're welcome.
I don't feel like when it comes to mental illness, it's not like medicine. It's not like an antibiotic you're going to take. You know what I mean? You take that antibiotic, whether you want to take it or not, it's probably going to work. It's going to do whatever an antibiotic does when it gets in you, right? But therapy, if you're not at least partially open to the idea of it, it doesn't matter what that therapist says. It doesn't matter what you say to that therapist. If you're shut down to it, it's not going to work. It's not, because you're not listening. You know, you're not doing one of the biggest differences between a physical doctor and an emotional or a mental doctor. Okay, is with a physical doctor, they do all the work. All you have to do is swallow a pill. There's a lot more work that goes into
Yeah, no, I understand.
mental therapy, emotional therapy. You have to put in that work.
I understand.
Whereas the doctor is
No, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
they're more of a director than the goods.
Sure.
I don't know what adjectives to use.
I understand what you're saying. But if you don't take the necessary steps and are just complacent in your own like situation and suffering, I am not going to enable you and let you sit there and wallow in pity.
You're not. And you're
No.
very good at not being an enabler.
And that's what I won't do.
And that's one of the things I love about you is that you're not an enabler.
And I told her, I told my niece, I was like, listen, and because she was bitching about it, because she hasn't been to therapy yet, but she's going to therapy, whether she likes it or not. And she was like, I don't want to fucking go because and this is where it is. I think I'm all right. You have anxiety.
You can't get a job.
And she was like, she looked at me funny. She goes, what do you mean? I was like, you have anxiety. Yeah. You know you can't get a job because of your anxiety. Yeah. So you need to go to a fucking therapist that can help you navigate your own fucking emotions and get you to where you can be a productive person in society. Because you're 18 now. You gotta be. You don't get a choice. You gotta be. You can leech off the system, but guess what, bitch? You're going to be homeless and nobody's going to take care of you.
Even if you're not, that's a hard way to live.
Exactly right.
Living off the system.
And I told her, I was like, you already bitch about being broke and not being able to do the things you want and blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what, bitch? You got to do all the things you don't fucking like to do the things you like.
Can I just take a second to pause? Look, whoever this is about, if you're actually listening to this episode, know that the only reason it's being discussed is because he loves you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
he wouldn't give a fuck.
Oh, no, I wouldn't give a
if
shit.
he didn't love you. Just so we're clear.
And it's funny because she gets mad at me for giving her a fucking hard time. And I told her that exactly much. I was like, I wouldn't say anything if I didn't give a fuck about
Right.
you. I said, I'd let you suffer and be like, damn, that sucks, bro. And just leave it at that.
Right.
She was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, you see how I treat certain people when they start bitching to me about stuff. And I'm like, damn.
You don't care.
What
I've
a
seen
bummer.
it.
I said, damn, what a bummer, dude. Oh, what would you suggest? Fuck, I don't know. Because I don't give enough of a fuck to think about it.
Yeah.
And I told her straight up, I was like, if you want me not to give a fuck, I will. But if you come asking me for anything, guess what? The answer's no.
Well, that's the other thing. If you're asking for something, then you have to be open.
You get all the criticism. You get all the fucking criticism. I'm not going to sugarcoat shit. Like,
unless you're trying. Let's put that caveat in there. If somebody asks me for something and they're trying, I'm not going to give them a hard time. If I can visibly see they're trying.
I won't sugarcoat anything.
You don't have to sugarcoat it. Sometimes just things don't always have to be said if somebody's trying.
Well, I'm not going to sit there and point out every fucking thing they're doing wrong. No.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit there and say, hey, like, this is what you got to do. Oh, man, that's a rough fucking thing to think about. Tough titties, McGiddies. Like, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Like, you think it's easy run? You think it's running with high functioning depression? No. The problem is a lot of people think I'm lying about it.
Yeah, see, that's why I just don't tell a lot of people. I mean, I say I don't tell a lot of people, but I sit here and say it for the fucking world to hear. But, like, in my personal life, like, not a lot of people know.
And the only reason I think, like, forced therapy is okay is because I was forced into therapy. Twice. And now I've gone because I don't care anymore. Like, it doesn't bother me.
But did that therapy help you at first, or did you have to open up to it?
The stuff when I was a young teenager, I'm talking like 13, 14, and 15, no, that did not help. Because I was in the height of my, like, emotional rebellion.
And you weren't ready for it.
I don't think I was mentally ready. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to be open to what you're doing.
When I was 19, I was forced into it again. And then I was over it. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm going to tell these people exactly what they want to hear, which is the goddamn truth. And I can recall not caring if I was receptive or not. I wasn't sitting there all
But you were
pouty.
doing the work.
I wasn't sitting there being pouty and saying, no, I'm not going to fucking listen to this person or whatever. I'm just like, I have to be here regardless. I can either be miserable and be quiet, or I can be miserable and talk and get the fuck out of here. Because guess what? Having a good time means time speeds up. I don't know why it does that, but that's just the way it works.
Right.
So instead of sitting there being quiet and miserable, which I tried when I was like fucking 13, no, not good. So I was like, fuck it. Like, this time around, I'm just going to be honest and say everything that they fucking want because I'm over it. And then, of course, when I was like 22, 23, like, no, I was 25. And that was because of work. I got mandated because of work because I said something in front of some people and everybody got worried. But no, and that time around, I was like, okay, whatever, we're doing this again. And I've gone to therapy on and off for years, but it's never like, I've never gone in in my mind, I've never gone into therapy in a moment of hyper crisis. Right. It's always been a moment of just like, I'm being told to go here. And then there's been a couple times where I'm like, I need to talk to somebody. And I feel more comfortable talking to somebody who's educated in the field versus just my homies. Now, don't get me wrong, I like talking to my homies, especially about my struggles, because, like, if they're going through something, they will be more receptive to listen, and they'll also talk, and we can kind of help each other out, emotional support and shit. But, and that's what I told my niece that, you can either sit there and suffer, and your whole life can be a fucking drag, or you can nut up and shut up and get it done. Well, I just don't know how to. Nut up and shut up. Just do it. Like, follow Nike, follow Shia LaBeouf. Just do it, Oh, well, it's fucking hard. No, it isn't. It really isn't. Just shutting up and doing exactly what you're asked isn't hard. It's literally just shutting your fucking brain down and just answering the goddamn questions as soon as they're asked. Don't think about nothing. Just fucking go. And the biggest problem, and this is my biggest problem, is they're part of the fucking community. You know what I mean? The fucking alphabets. And it pisses me off because as much as they fucking shout, oh, hey, we are all inclusive, they're the most exclusive fucking group I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life.
I can agree with that to an extent. And I know who you're talking about. And you know what? In their defense, they seemed a little more open yesterday.
Yeah, it's weird. Right?
They did. They seemed like more bubbly than normal.
Not the older one, the younger one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
All right.
I had never heard their voice before.
Neat.
until yesterday. Never. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But see, it pisses me off because they're like, oh, well, like I think this way, and I was like, I can give a fuck less what you think. Seriously. Like, you're shooting yourself in the foot by doing nothing for it.
All right, so my opinion on this, and you might not like my opinion on this.
Sure.
But I think if you're going to say you have anxiety and be so hell-bent on it, but then refuse any kind of help, I think part of it is just an attention grab.
That's exact. No. I'm with you 100%.
If you're not willing to put in any kind of work, then that tells me either it's an attention grab or you don't want to get better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you 100%.
And that sounds like an asshole on my part, but
no, I don't think so.
Because you really shouldn't speak on. I stand on the side as you shouldn't speak on other people's mental health to judge mentally. But to me, in my experience,
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
if you're not trying to help yourself and somebody else is trying to help you and you're shutting it down, I don't know. I don't know.
And see, even I have other family members who openly bitch about things
I know
and their
where this is
situation
going.
and situations or whatever. I'm like, oh, well, have you tried doing anything about it? No.
You got to try.
I was like, well, guess what, dude? Shut the fuck up and don't bitch to me no more.
We got to end it there, though.
200 episodes. Woo!
That's
not a Ric Flair. That's a Shorty.
This episode was a roller coaster of emotions and health issues.
I'm going to go cook my lunch for the week.
And
That needs to happen.
Yeah. 200 episodes. Maybe we'll do something special on the next one. We'll see.
We'll think about it.
Can we get 2 claps and a woo for episode 200?
Woo! See, that feels so much better.
It does. I'm glad we had a workaround. We're just going to call it 2 claps and a woo.
2 claps in celebration. I love it. Cool beans.
Yeah. All right. So that's all we got for today. So in the meantime,
In the betweens time.
remember, great minds think alike, but idiots rarely disagree. Cue the music. We out.
That's not true.